G'day, welcome to today's episode. We are talking about The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho, I believe it is. It's just a book I recently read, a book that I've been meaning to read for a long time. It's usually on people's top 10 lists to read a book that sort of transforms their outlook on their life or their spiritual journey or any other part that they're obviously struggling with, that they need help with. And for me, it's definitely a very easy, good little quick story to pick up on. And there are a few things that did come across me within that book that I'd like to share with yourself and see if you can obviously relate with that as well. And the first one is, when I'm speaking with anyone that wants to start on any sort of journey, it's all about their current their perception of their own reality, but also the inner state and well-being, psychology, any sort of factors or setbacks that they have had in the past. And there's a term that I use all the time, is mindset is primary. There are definitely certain people or certain clients where I find we're not sort of on the same page on some things, and that's where I'm okay to say we're not probably a good fit for each other. There are definitely other options out there to help you on your journey, whatever you're after. And that's a part though within the book where it's very important to know what sort of step you currently are on, depending on where you're ready to go and embrace a new journey to get started with as well. So that's what I found first in the book. And then the second part was a reminder I got from a book from Eckhart Tolle, New Earth, where it's actually Power of Now. At the start of Power Now, he talks about someone that's always seeking, looking for the next. The grass is always better on the other side, that sort of thing. But you actually are sitting on gold on a box yourself with who you currently are at that moment, and that's what I've found to be very true with The Alchemist. Talking about Santosh, I believe it was the boy, and that's something I sort of reflect on myself with how I sort of operate and work towards a goal, and how I sort of do struggle with always looking at too much in the future anyway, which is a good thing that I'm like that. I do work towards goals, I do achieve goals when I set myself up for that, but I just completely lose myself getting there. I lose myself with the very simple and basic things that I am currently doing and not embracing the journey. And that's I believe the main message from The Alchemist by Pablo is embracing your journey every single step of the way. And that's something I certainly sort of struggle with quite a lot. So I just want to get somewhere. Doesn't matter what it takes, doesn't matter how much stress I'm going to put myself through. I just want to arrive there. I just want to achieve the greatest results that you can obviously achieve. Now, going back to the very first point though, of what step you're currently taking, what step you're currently at before taking the next step forward, before starting something. I believe since even the COVID times, I've noticed with everyone's too skeptical in terms of doing something in the unknown, where they need to know all the finer details. And it's sort of I sit back and it sort of just kills me, because firstly I'm actually not like that. I just dive head first. I don't know actually what I'm doing at that moment. I just go straight into it without having to ask too many questions, and I pull people up on that as well. So if they're ready to start anything, and they just got loads and loads of questions, and they're just too skeptical of being on the side of they need to know, or whatever they don't know is it's not good enough, so they're too afraid, they're too scared to get started. That's what this book is all about a little boy that's going on a journey, doesn't know what he's currently getting himself into. He's completely in the unknown, but he has a few incidents where there's a lot of fear. He's pretty scared. He's all on his own as well in the whole world. But he's overcoming that. He's just going forward, and he's just, keeps going, embracing the journey and the life lessons that he takes upon the way. And right at the end, he pretty much returns home. He's back to his home country, Spain, and he's got like this massive different outlook on life and how he becomes the alchemist himself. So that's a big part I believe I took from it, and what I guess I struggle with as well when coaching other people, or just even just dealing with other people, where they're just too skeptical of not knowing enough knowledge or information to just get started. Like, we're just talking about just getting started, and on like a very deeper, like spiritual level, that's where like people like you sort of like lack in that sense of just getting out there, putting yourself out there, and just trying something new. Just trying something that you're not used to. You don't know the results, or you don't know what's going to happen, and that's like the essence, I believe, what the message is trying to get out there. And it's sort of like brought that inner sort of child in myself, the free spirit, where I know if I'm starting something brand new, I do get very excited on starting new challenges. I know that's how I work. I generally find ways, after 3 to 6 months, like I'm sort of trying to reevaluate what is next, or what I would like to do. The other side of that, like I've already mentioned, there's the downside of that, always looking too much in the future and not coming back into enjoying what I'm currently doing. But the Alchemist, like, yeah, there's so many examples in there where he's obviously challenged beyond his current knowledge, or he's working right out of his comfort zone, or anything else that he's done. But each and every time he's learned from those setbacks and those mistakes. And it's a great little book. Like, it's a great little story. It's not that long at all. I smashed it out pretty quickly, but it's really simple, very easy to follow, and that's what I really liked about it. There was no big words to sound too fancy or anything like that. It was super easy. The message was too easy to understand. So with that, I believe we're finishing off there. So that was today about The Alchemist, the book that I just read. If you haven't read it before, it's very popular. It's been around for quite a while. Not sure when it came out originally. And yeah, that's about it for today. Hopefully you took something from today. Just a recap from the book, from The Alchemist, from Pablo. Basically talking about how the step that you're currently taking before starting a journey is very important. It's vital. And what I like to call mindset is primary. If you're just not in the current mindset, but you got all these skeptical ideas that are holding you back, then yeah, obviously you're not ready to get started and push through that. And the second part, I believe, what I found from the book, is you're already probably sitting on gold. You're already at a place to go there, so you don't have to know what you need to know, because you're already ready to get started. It's just about taking that leap forward and getting started. That's about it. Thank you for joining me, and we'll catch